Sunday night football, Denver at Kansas City, and oh my god, the AFC playoff race is getting interesting, isn't it? Steelers and Chiefs, great stuff. That'd be a great AFC championship game, but we can't count out teams like the Bills, the Titans, Dolphins, Colts, Raiders, Browns, Texans. I don't know the teams, but the fact is, I think it's going to probably come down between the Chiefs and the Steelers for the AFC Championship, and it's going to be really fun. I don't know who's going to get that number one seed. Chiefs definitely seem to have a pretty easy schedule moving forward with only 2 tough games left on their schedule against the Dolphins and against the Saints, and if they go 1-1 during that stretch, or during the tough games, they end up with a 14-2 record, while the Steelers have 4 tough games down the stretch against a Washington team that's playing very well, against a Buffalo Bills team that's also playing very well. You're playing against the Colts and you're playing against the Browns. Let's say, again, I'd put the Chiefs at 1-1. Let's say you go 2-2 down that stretch. That's also going to put you at a 14-2 record. I don't know who exactly gets the tiebreaker there. Depends if you lose to an NFC team or if you lose to 2 AFC teams. Although, never mind. Yeah, no. Even if you lose to the NFC, AFC, that would be the same thing. Unless you lose to a divisional opponent. Although, if you go undefeated through divisional opponents, I think that's the tiebreaker. I'm not 100% certain on that. But it's definitely going to be interesting. It's going to really come close down the stretch. And you do not want to be that 2 seed, because the 7 seed, whether it's the Raiders, the Colts, the Texans, whoever it is, it's going to be a tough football team that you really don't want to have to play a wild card weekend and get exhausted and have to play another tough football team, like let's say the Colts or the Titans or the Bills or another wild card team that made it past that first round. But the Broncos, I think a lot of people are underestimating here because a lot of people forgot that they played without a quarterback last week. But they showed against the Dolphins. They finally figured out how to win a football game. You don't have your quarterback that hasn't taken that many snaps throw like 50 times a game. You run the ball a lot with Phillip Lindsay and Melvin Gordon. Although I'm not sure Phillip Lindsay's healthy, I know Melvin Gordon is. And I expect Melvin Gordon to get a lot of carries and get a lot of yards against this really bad Chiefs defense. And then you mix in Drew Lock throwing the ball occasionally, and then you play some really good defense. Although I feel like that's not going to quite work against the Chiefs. I expect the Denver Broncos to cover the 13.5-point spread. But I do expect the Chiefs to win this football game and put them at 11-1.